Broncos' entire top-4 dream could come crashing down in one fiery night? That a single derby could rewrite the finals picture, ruin reputations, and leave fans stunned? Strap in, because the Cowboys are ready to unleash a storm, and the Broncos? They're either about to cement their legacy, or watch it burn. And hey, if you live and breathe footy the way we do, hit that subscribe button right now, because here at AUSSIE NRL Updates, we don't just report the news, we live it, breathe it, and break it down with the passion of the fans. Derbies between the Brisbane Broncos and the North Queensland Cowboys have always been brutal. But this one? This one has the weight of a season resting on it. The Broncos, once galloping toward a guaranteed top-4 finish, suddenly find themselves staring down the barrel of doubt. Injuries, form slumps, and the pressure of expectation have created cracks in the armor. And the Cowboys? They smell blood. Sitting just outside the finals picture, they see this as their golden ticket to crash the party. Every tackle, every kick, every drop ball, it all carries more meaning than ever before. The Broncos have been praised for their youthful energy, their fast-paced attacking sets, and their aggressive defensive line. But critics have pointed out one thing: consistency. They can blow a team off the park one week, then crumble against a bottom-8 side the next. And now, with Adam Reynolds' injury setback still hanging over them, the Broncos are forced to rely heavily on Ezra Mam, Staggs, and Haas to carry the load. Without Reynolds' calm head, who will guide the ship in the big moments? Broncos fans are asking the same question: can this team really handle the pressure of finals footy without their captain steering the ship? While everyone was distracted by the Storm's clinical dominance, the Panthers' relentless streak, and the Raiders' gritty push, the Cowboys have quietly been sharpening their swords. Valentine Holmes has rediscovered his strike power, Scott Drinkwater is dancing through defensive lines with that trademark swagger, and Jason Taumalolo, well, he's still the wrecking ball nobody wants to tackle. But what really makes this Cowboys side dangerous is their desperation. They know their season is on the line. Lose here, and it's curtains. Win, and suddenly they're not just alive, they're a finals wildcard nobody wants to face. Let's break it down. Ezra Mam versus Scott Drinkwater. The young Bronco versus the silky Cowboy. Mam's speed and instinctive playmaking can turn a game on its head, but Drinkwater's vision and experience make him just as lethal. Who blinks first? Haas versus Jason Taumalolo. This is the heavyweight bout within the battle. Two of the most destructive forwards in the game going head-to-head, and make no mistake, whichever giant bends first could tilt the whole derby. Staggs versus Valentine Holmes. One of the fiercest centers against one of the slickest. Planning for finals. In recent weeks, Stewart has toyed with his interchange in ways that suggest he's preparing a surprise strategy. Impact forwards coming on earlier than expected. Utility backs slotting into unusual roles. Opponents don't know what's coming, and that unpredictability is pure gold in knockout footy. So while the headlines scream about Broncos, Panthers, and Storm, don't be shocked if the Raiders suddenly storm into a preliminary final. Here's where the theatre of rugby league shines. Imagine this: the Broncos stumble against the Cowboys, tumble out of the top 4, and suddenly face a knockout clash in week 1 of finals. Meanwhile, the Raiders, inspired by Ricky's tactical masterplan, grind out a huge upset win. The entire finals landscape shifts. It's chaos. It's drama. It's exactly why we love this game. And it leaves us with one burning cliffhanger: which team seizes the moment? The Broncos with all their pressure? The Cowboys with nothing to lose? Or the Raiders, armed with Ricky Stewart's old-school grit and a new-school twist? So, what should fans expect? A derby that could define the Broncos' season. A Cowboys side desperate to prove they belong. And a Raiders team waiting to pounce when nobody expects it. This isn't just about ladder positions. This is about belief, identity, and history. When we look back on this season in years to come, this round could be the chapter that changed everything. So, who's got the edge? Will the Cowboys crush Brisbane's top 4 dream? Can the Broncos steady the ship under Reynolds' leadership? Or are the Raiders secretly holding the master key to this year's premiership? Drop your predictions in the comments below, I want to hear it all. And remember, if you're loving the breakdowns, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with your footy mates. This is Aussie NRL Updates, your home for passion, drama, and the raw truth of rugby league. Until next time, keep your eyes on the game, because the story's only just beginning. The game's close late, their composure could shine. Both teams know what's at stake. One is fighting for pride and positioning, the other for survival. And when those two forces collide, sparks fly. The Broncos faithful will flood Suncorp with expectation. The Cowboys supporters will chant till their throats are raw. And somewhere in between, one side's season will be transformed in 80 minutes. So here's the burning question as we close out the first half of our breakdown. Will the Broncos rise to the occasion, proving they're more than just hype? Or will the Cowboys, written off and underestimated, tear through Queensland's giant and spark one of the greatest late-season twists in NRL history? Stick with us, because in part 2, we're diving deeper, the hidden X-factors, the players nobody's talking about, and why this game could become the defining moment of the NRL season. Last time, we left you with one burning question: will the Broncos rise to prove they're contenders, or will the Cowboys pull off the upset that shocks the NRL world? Now, buckle up, because in this half, we're going deeper, the hidden X-factors, the players no one's watching, the psychological toll of the season, and how this single derby could become the turning point of 2025. Big-name players will always dominate headlines. But in games like this, it's often the unsung heroes, the quiet workers, the opportunists, who swing the result. Reece Walsh, Broncos. All eyes are on him. His speed, vision, and flair make him a highlight machine, but Walsh's challenge has always been composure. If he can keep his cool under pressure, he's not just a weapon, he's the game changer. But if the Cowboys rattle him? Brisbane could unravel fast. Reuben Cotter, Cowboys. He's not as flashy as Taumalolo, not as headline-grabbing as Holmes, but Cotter's tireless work rate through the middle could be the difference between containment and collapse. He's the kind of forward who wins you games without ever making the front page. Jordan Riki, Broncos. Ricky's aggression on the edge could either fire up Brisbane or cost them dearly if discipline slips. He's a walking storyline waiting to explode. Murray Taulagi, Cowboys. People sleep on Taulagi, but when he gets clean ball, he's devastating. If Holmes draws the attention, Taulagi could be the silent assassin on the edge. Never underestimate the crowd in a Broncos-Cowboys clash. Suncorp Stadium turns into a cauldron when these two collide. Broncos fans will scream for every tackle, every hit-up, every breakaway run. But the Cowboys' travelling supporters, they're relentless, loud, and proud. The boos rain down, the chants echo, and suddenly players feel like gladiators in an arena. This isn't just another round. It's war. Here's where it gets fascinating. Both squads have ridden a rollercoaster in 2025. Injuries, form swings, and media pressure, it's drained them. By round 26, bodies ache and minds crack. For the Broncos, the question is, do they still have fuel left in the tank? Or has the grind of expectations chewed them up? For the Cowboys, desperation often breeds resilience. They've been written off before, only to surge back in dramatic fashion. Are we about to witness another chapter in their story of defiance? Now let's inject some drama. Picture this. Golden Point chaos, the game's locked at 18-18 in the dying seconds. Holmes lines up a kick from the sideline. He nails it, or he misses, forcing Golden Point. Either way, hearts explode. The unlikely hero, maybe it's not Walsh, not Drinkwater, not Haas. Maybe someone like Brendan Piakura or Jay Granville comes off the bench and scores the try that decides everything. The derby has a history of making unlikely heroes. The shock blowout, what if we're all wrong? What if one side doesn't just scrape a win, but absolutely smashes the other? The fallout would be massive, questions asked, jobs on the line, reputation shredded. The ripple effect is huge. If the Broncos win big, it restores faith. Suddenly, the critics go quiet, and momentum surges into finals. If they lose, they face the humiliation of slipping out of the top four, a season of promise suddenly in jeopardy. If the Cowboys win, the finals race explodes wide open. Suddenly, teams like the Raiders and Eels look over their shoulders. Nobody wants to face a Cowboys side that's found belief. This isn't just one game. It's a sliding door moment for the entire competition. Kevy Walters has been building this Broncos squad for years. Finals footy has always been the goal. But here's the truth, if they can't deliver when it matters, questions will be asked about whether this team has the mental steel required. For Todd Payton, it's about proving the Cowboys' revival is real. He's been under fire in patches this season, but a late surge into finals would flip the narrative. Turning pressure into praise. One coach walks away with validation. The other? With headaches. Every time Broncos and Cowboys meet, a new chapter gets added to their rivalry. The 2015 Grand Final. The Golden Point Thrillers. The last-minute heartbreaks. This match, right here, could join that list. Fans will look back years from now and say, that was the night everything changed. It's not just about who wins. It's about who writes their name into history. So who actually takes this one? If you believe in structure, consistency, and star power, the Broncos should get it done. They've got Haas, Walsh, Mam, Staggs. Too much talent to waste. But if you believe in chaos,